Superheroes in spandex, giant robots, crazy show era antics. You know you dude strap had to talk about this. This is Supaidaman, or Toku Spiderman. Now I'm coming at this video from the perspective of someone who is a fan of Tokusatsu, since most people come at this series coming at from, whoa, wacky Japan! But our top Toku analysts, or Tokologists as they're called, gave us their research and this is what they came up with. Young motorcycle racer Takuya Yamashiro sees a UFO falling down to Earth. Dr. Hiroshi, a space archaeologist and Takuya's father, investigates the case, but is killed upon finding the spaceship. The incident also attracts the attention of Professor Monster and the enemy Iron Cross army. After finding a surviving alien of the planet Spider and being injected with some of their blood, Takuya now has all abilities of that of a spider, along with his Spider Bracelet, which conceals his costume whenever he may need it. Along with the spaceship he found, the Marveler, and when he does need a little extra heat to the fight, by shouting, "Marveler change, Leopardon," the Marveler switches up into its battle form, making a giant mech robot. And this is literally the show that is the reason why Sentai, and by extension Power Rangers, have giant mech robots in the first place, which is a massive rabbit hole I would love to get into later. Spider-Man spends most of the series fighting off the Ninders, Iron Cross Army foot soldiers. He rarely finishes them off on foot, as they normally turn giant, forcing Spider-Man to summon Leopardon. And Spider-Man thus occupies a really weird position in the Tokusatsu genre by having no real iconic finisher move or even a weapon, such as the Kamen Rider's Rider Kick or Kikaider's Denji End, which is odd to think that he doesn't have his own finisher. Like, all the Sentai mechs have their own finisher attack. You could say when he is in Leopardon it could be Sword of Vigor, but I wouldn't say so really, it's more of a stretch. And American style comics are actually pretty big in Japan, and are gaining sort of a cult following for characters like Spider-Man. And after Marvel approved the licensing for the show, it was given a green light to become the full-fledged series. But of course, Japan and America have different styles of storytelling, so a few changes had to be made to make it more palatable for a Japanese audience. Hence why it's more of an action series, since those were really big at the time in terms of kids shows. Originally, the pilot and the show itself was actually heavily panned by execs, not really getting why so many changes had to be made, but the man himself, Stan Lee, actually got up and literally applauded at the creative ingenuity of the adaptation. And Lee himself offered his own support to help the series actually make it out alive. And make it out alive it did, after running it for a season or so, and actually becoming a bit of a darling for a little while. This version of Spider-Man has actually been growing more popular in the western side of the fanbase, and even just general American pop culture, with him even getting an appearance in the Boom comic series, and I believe in some Spider-Verse comics. But it's purely because of Enter the Spider-Verse that this character was given a spotlight in the first place, as before he was mostly just a meme, and without Lee's help, the series may not have even been possible, or probably would have had the plug pulled on it very easily early on. And with his appearance in the upcoming Spider-Verse sequel, this may be the first actual appearance in American cinema he's ever had, as far as I can tell. And that's a pretty amazing feat for Toku fans. And from what I hear, it might be the same actor that played him in the 70s, Shinji Todo, who will reprise his voice for it. And I can't tell you how excited I am for that to happen. Of course, having 1.5 Spanish-speaking Spider-Man on screen is also another big plus. If you guys want me to talk more about more Spider-Mans, I have other things like the couple of manga adaptation he has. He has 2 of them. One of them being kind of weird, but I'll gladly do that, as I'm as normie as they come to American superhero comics, since I literally know nothing about them except for Iron Fist and Jonah Hex. So leave those comments and I'll be back next week. Cool YouTuber outro phrase.